Hello, lovely people. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is well. It is 6 o'clock and it is Monday, so it is the Monday snack. Hope everyone is fine. Really good to see you. Wow, where do I start? Hope you had a good week. And today, I have a very lovely guest today. She's pretty amazing. But before I get into that, if you are watching this on catch up on YouTube, please do consider liking, commenting, and maybe even subscribing if it takes your fancy. Okay, so my guest today is the most incredible, the most amazing Elle Cato. It was really hard. It was really hard cramming everything in because we had a brilliant chat. So I'm going to dive straight in to the first section of our conversation. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, everybody, today I have an ultra special guest with me. She is the most phenomenal vocalist. I'm talking serious top draw, proper vocalist to the stars. It is the wonderful, the amazing Elle Cato. Elle, what is happening? How you doing?
I'm good. What a lovely introduction. I'm loving that. I might just have that as I walk in every room. That's great.
I do try. It's all part of the service. So thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's lovely to be invited.
Really cool. Right. So you're I wrote in my notes, you're BV to the stars, man. You're BV to the stars, yeah? And an artist in your own right as well. So just in case people aren't aware of your awesomeness, right? You've worked with Jamiroquai, people like Robbie Williams, Will Young, Lisa Stansfield, Billy Ocean, Dave Koz, Anastasia. You've done loads and loads of stuff. You're one of the people, like I said last week, that gets the call. You get the call. You're one of those people. Right, so I'm going to dive straight in with my first question, right?
Okay.
So I've seen you, right, on numerous stages, yeah, as part of sort of backing vocal sections with people that I know and I've worked with and people that I consider to be like the real deal, right?
Right.
So when I see certain collections of vocalists, I'm thinking, that's proper.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, that's proper. This is the real deal.
They got it down. Yeah.
Exactly. So in terms of like the stellar all-round sort of vocal ability, the tuning, the timing, the vibe, being able to kind of almost morph vocally depending on who you're working with. This is all stuff that's, I would say, is the preserve of a select, sort of a select company of singers, right? So I never consider it an accident when I see those faces. Yeah, it's never an accident. Right. And you helped me out with a live video I did a couple of years ago that I was really grateful for. And it just, that was the first time I was actually in the same room hearing you in the real world. And I'm thinking, you see, I thought, you know what? It just underlined my initial sort of assessment. It's the real deal.
Thank you.
I ramble. I always ramble. And then
it's all right.
I finally get to the question. Right. So there'll be people, right, watching you who think they're aspiring to emulate what you're doing. Yeah. Because you're the kind of vocalist that artists trust to deliver. So I want to know how you built up your career and how you got to this point whereby you could be that sort of, reliable, vibey, totally on point vocalist. What did you do to get to that stage?
I think in the beginning, I was the person that people would call to ask if I knew anyone, like, because I did vocal tutoring as well. Right. So I was the person that people would call up and say, okay, do you know anyone this age who looks like this, who would be able to, come on stage or whatever. And I think at the time I must have been, I was 23, 24. So considered to be quite old when some people want an 18-year-old on stage.
Right.
So I would bring people to these auditions, like say Virgin would be holding an audition. I'd bring the people and sometimes they'd be like, can you get them to do this? So I'd get them to do this and I would do it first and then they would do it. So at the end of the meeting, they'd be like, actually, can you just do it? can we just have you? So it started off like that. So I started off with a boy band called Blue. I started doing their backing vocals. This was, 20 years ago now. And that's how I got into backing vocals. Prior to that, I was signed to Sony and MCA Universal as a lead singer. After that, I went into doing vocal tutoring, and then from vocal tutoring into BVs. But I sang with, I think, Blue, then Jasmine Sullivan picked me up, and then...
Oh, wow.
She was amazing and very young at the time. I know. She's phenomenal.
She's bad. Oh my gosh.
I know. And then I went on to singing with Incognito because Bluey's niece, who I know, called me up. And she was like, Elle, they really need someone. I think because Joy had just left.
Did Incognito? I didn't know that. Wow.
Joy had just left, and they asked if I could, join. So I was like, this is going to be amazing. So obviously I get to do lead vocals and I get to do, BBs.
Cool.
So there used to be like 3 singers on stage. Myself, Vanessa Haynes, Tony Morel. So this is like 2010.
Right.
I'd say it's 2010. 2010 to 2012.
Right.
And then I left just after that to join Anastasia. So that was the gap. That was a little bit in between. I left after that. Had my daughter, went on to do Anastasia.
Right.
But yeah, BB wise, so Bluey actually recommended me to Anastasia. And I had to audition for Anastasia because she didn't know me. So myself and Hazel Fernandez, who you know.
Another complete and utter don.
We had to sing for, wasn't for Anastasia, it was for Anastasia's manager. But I noticed that Anastasia's manager kept swapping other people, but keeping me and Hazel there. Because usually you sing, you go. You sing, you go.
Okay,
but Hazel and I were like left standing for about 3 other people came in, and we were still there thinking, okay, we're going to have to keep singing I'm Out of Love. We're going to have to keep doing I'm Out of Love. Right, just going into one. So I kind of had a feeling, because that was the first time I'd met Hazel, so I kind of had a feeling she and I were going to be the ones that were chosen. And then we got the call that we were chosen for Anastasia. But I think after, was it before or after Anastasia? No, after Anastasia, my friend Andrea Grant, who is the lead singer on Strictly Come Dancing, she referred me to do Will Young. Or was it before Anastasia? It might have been before Anastasia, So Andrea has brought me into a lot. So when she can't do something, when she's doing Strictly, she'll be like, Elle, because obviously your image, everything is reputation based. So when you're depping in for someone else, when you're standing in for someone else, you have to make sure you are securing not only your reputation, but theirs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're just covering for them so that they can step back in their role.
Because if someone calls you in and you drop off, it's like that person who called you, the artist is going to go, well, what was that about?
Yeah, why did you bring them in? Was you trying to secure your job? Do you know what I mean? We need you back now, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But no, I remember being on the Will Young tour, and I remember being with Dave Tench, he was the MD at the time, and I remember being really quiet, just trying to, because I'm loud, so just trying to be really quiet, not hyper, coming in after the gigs and going to my bed and not really interacting. Night, everyone. Not really interacting. Just because I thought I need to keep Andrea's job intact. Not because there's anything wrong with my personality, but I'm one of them people that just gets in there and like, hi, everyone. Everyone gets a morning hug. I'm that person on tour.
Yeah.
So I was trying to just chill, just be chill, Al. Just be chill. So I remember that was my, more or less, I think, first tour in the UK, I think, because obviously Incognito was abroad a lot. And I think I spent a month doing Will, and I was as quiet as a mouse. And then after that, and being with Incognito, because obviously they're really loud, I was trying my best to be myself after that, because I thought, Incognito, that's my gig now. So it's my reputation at the end of the day. I'll be myself, and I was. But don't get me wrong, I've been working with Will Young since 2010, continuous. Right. Yeah. He's always called me. And Andrea as well. If Andrea's not doing Strictly, he'll call Andrea as well. So obviously I didn't damage my reputation too much by being too quiet. But it's always been word of mouth. Sorry, to answer your question in regards to backing vocals.
You believed in me. I can live my dreams. I won't forget you.
in action. You know, the funniest bit of that clip, right, is when Elle said, you know, because I'm loud. I was thinking, no, really? Yeah, there you go. Right, I'm going to say hi to some folks. Hi to Ed. Hi to cousin Jeff, head of the family. Yes, indeed. Hi to Andy. Hi to Bob. Hi to Mrs. S, who's in the house. The smallest small might be in the house as well. Not quite sure. Yep. Hi to Stefan. Hi to Martin. Hi to Robert. Hi to Isabel. And hi to Giovanna. And hi to Adam Goldsmith, I just noticed. Popped onto the chat. Hi to everyone. Really good of you all to pop by. So, next bit of our conversation, we spoke about Elle's career path. Some really cute stories about some childhood singing competitions, which I think you might find interesting. Here we go. Where did the singing start then? How did you develop that ability?
So singing, I'd say started when I was about 7 years old, and my sister used to bring like Madonna into the house, not physically, I wish. Madonna, Luther Vandross, and then in came Whitney Houston, and I was like, oh my God, I need to sound like that. She's amazing. So I remember I used to sing along with my sisters, because they're the ones that used to sing in the house. Sing along with my sisters. Alexandra O'Neill, who I worked with, which was nuts because I grew up on him, Luther, and Madonna. But then my heart just kind of gravitated towards Whitney. And because I sung it so well, my mum would enter me in like little talent competitions.
Okay.
However, and I must have been about, 9 at the time. But because I was so good, there was an adult and a children's competition. I would win the children's one, and then they would put me forward to the adult one, and I would win that too. And I went every year and won these competitions at the children's and the adults.
Right.
And then I think my school teacher, because I went to school with Eternal, my school teacher asked my dad if he could take me to Xenons and Singers in London, this nightclub where people would go. Right.
That's so cool. I've been that, yeah.
I mean, I was 15 at the time, so I didn't know what was going on. But, he was like, he asked my dad. My dad gave him permission, because back in them days, it was okay. So my school teacher, Ian Walters, took myself and Eternal to these nights. And we would go up there and showcase ourselves, And I was found by a producer called Bidu. He wrote the song "Everybody's Kung Fu Fighting."
Oh, cool. Okay. Cool.
Right. Okay. So he saw me in the audience and said, "I want to, write some songs for you. I know you're young, but I'd like to write some songs for you and, get you signed up." So within about probably a year, I was signed to Sony when I was 16 through my producer Bidu. And then I was signed to MCA Universal when I was 18 to 21. So I've kind of always been singing, whether it be lead or backing vocals, always.
How was that? How was that being a signed artist?
I loved it, but there was kind of, I suppose, restraints. So you kind of had to do what you were told to do in a nice way. They were lovely, absolutely lovely to me. Yeah. But you kind of had to do what you were told. I'm not asking to trash anybody. They were lovely, lovely people.
That's funny because I saw, I just came across a video, a YouTube video, a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. And this guy was talking about working with labels and why he doesn't work with labels anymore. And the fact that working for a label, everything's really drawn out. Decisions take ages to be made. It can be really stressful. Most artists, when at the end of their deal, are not in a better position than they were at the start of the deal.
Correct.
It's not all it's cracked up to be. And I just wondered, as someone that has been signed, how that kind of felt.
It was okay. There was some roads that they wanted me to go down, and an image that they had of me that I didn't quite want. Now I look back, some of the image ideas that they had for me, like, Elle, get a fringe. I should have got that fringe. My forehead was luge. I should have got the fringe. So now I have the fringe. I should have got the fringe back then. So they had loads of different ideas for me that I probably should have run with. But there was so much of me that just wanted to be cool. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to do the R&B. I wanted to be cool. I didn't want to do pop and, but I should have ran with it. Once you get that one pop hit, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
But being 16, I didn't know all that. And I remember that I had a bit more more room to grow when I was with MCA Universal. I actually got to write a song on my album, which was lovely because I've been writing since I was 15, so I actually got to write something. And hair-wise and stuff like that, they kind of understood hair a bit more, black hair, which I was thinking, thank goodness, because the first time around, no.
Right, okay.
No one understood the black hair. The second time around when I was MCA Universal, you know, I was getting my hair done in New York when I was over there doing videos and recording and stuff. And it was with people that knew my hair, which was great.
Right.
You know, and obviously image to a woman is everything. So, but I loved being with them. It was great. But doing my own album in 2016, I love that freedom. I love getting the best musicians that I know on there, you know, because obviously Orifo has opened me up to so many great musician friends of his.
Yeah.
So we got those people on the last album. So we kind of had that freedom to choose my own image and to choose who we want to go on there and how we'd like it to sound, which was amazing.
Cool. Remember that track? Everybody was going. I remember that track. Yeah, I remember that tune. Very, very cool. Right, say hi to a few more people. Hi to Devendra, hi to Jazzy Ron, hi to Clyde as well. Right, you know what? It's time for the Impossible Choice Quiz, right? This week, man. This week, Elle was so entertaining. This was funny. This is the Impossible Choice Quiz. You said you've watched them, so you know what the vibe is. Mm-hmm. The idea is if you can answer these easily, then I've dropped off. I've really made a mistake. So the idea is, right, you're supposed to ponder. Okay, right, first up. Mm-hmm. You're going back in a time machine. Which of these bands would you want to be in? Mm-hmm. En Vogue or Destiny's Child? Which one?
Oh!
Come on, it's meant to be quick. Quick fire.
En Vogue, En Vogue.
En Vogue. Interesting, right? Okay, Vogue, right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Again, this is impossible, but imagine you could have either of these singers sing at your birthday party. Which one would it be? Would it be D'Angelo or Marvin Gaye?
Marvin Gaye.
These reactions are exactly what I need. That's what it's for. This is great.
Marvin Gaye.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right.
Oh man.
Which one do I do now? Okay. I wrote something down because of what it said. Right. Which of these vocalists, which one of these would you pick as being the one that you are into? Right? Her or Jasmine Sullivan?
Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay. Right. Because her seems to be the new big thing, man. It seems to be the thing.
Yeah, but Jasmine, it just goes somewhere else and she writes somewhere else, and that's what I love.
Which one of these gigs would you prefer to do if you had the opportunity? Dua Lipa or Rihanna? This is great.
Rihanna.
Rihanna,
that's
good.
That's hard, man.
They're supposed to be. This is great.
That's hard.
Great. And the last one. This has been amazing. I've got my mojo back. Last few weeks, everyone's been like, you've been like, oh no, this is great.
Oh, it's hard.
Okay, who would you want to sit next to on a flight out of these two wonderful vocalists? Patti LaBelle or Shaka Khan?
Oh!
Which one?
Oh my God. Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle. I've done my job well this week. That's so cool.
Oh man, that was hard.
Amazing. That was amazing. I think probably 4 out of 5, you were stumped.
Yes. That is so hard. Patti LaBelle and Shaka Khan. Come on, man.
Mrs. S will be pleased with me. I delivered.
That was very
good this week.
Let me tell you something. I'm glad you didn't put no Whitney in there because I would have just told you. I'd be like, Whitney, yeah, Whitney. No, Whitney.
I know. And the thing is, I kind of had it in the back of my mind. Whitney, right? Singers for me, it's Whitney and Shaka. Those two voices. Those two voices, they're so different and so similar, and just the ability and the effortlessness and the whole
the vocal royalty, boy.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Do you remember that when Whitney sang? She sang the American anthem at the Super Bowl.
So say yes, I remember.
I was just like,
See
what?
Oh my
And you
gosh, she was
know-
so good.
And you know, back in them days, there weren't no lip syncing going on, you know?
No.
There weren't no pre-record on that one.
She was just amazing. I wanted to be American when she sang that. I was like, I want to be American. It was so good. So good. I was like,
Cool.
I know.
The Impossible Trust Chris was great this week. Wonderful.
I
Right.
know.
Oh yeah. And there's confirmation in the chat from Mrs. S. I've got a well done husband. Definitely got your mojo back. Mrs. S has been complaining. People, Mrs. S has been complaining. I've been getting distressed all week. What do you mean? Possible Judge quiz isn't hard enough. It's not possible. Oh my gosh. And the Tour Life Pop quiz, she's been complaining. I think this week I may well have redeemed myself. I'm telling you. Anyway, what we're doing now. All right. So we are into the final part of our chat. Now, we entered, this is kind of new for the podcast. Yeah. This is almost like, what can I call it? What do I call it? We'll call it Monday Snack. Monday Snack Therapy. Check this out. You seem to have, right, a permanently sunny disposition. That seems to be your thing, right?
I like laughing, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just that, it's that, to be honest.
And it, you know, we haven't spent loads of time together, you and I, but it doesn't, so I kind of see your social media feed and it's always fun and it's always, you know, Zayn, it's always kind of larger than life. It's always like you're just an up person, right? But when I met you, I realised, it's not social media. She's
nuts. She's loose.
You know, you're the Energizer Bunny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you have to work at that, or is it you?
Okay. We're gonna go back, way back in time. So when I was younger, you know, don't get me wrong, my household was great, but I was raised my mother is white, my dad is from black from St. Vincent. So I was raised in a mixed household, and there's certain aspects that my father brought into the household that weren't the greatest, but it's because of how he was raised.
Right.
So I kind of knew, don't get me wrong, my dad and my mum, they're happy people. They're
Right.
upbeat. They're those kind of people.
Right.
But they had their problems brought in, I'd say, by my father. And when I left that household, I think I left home when I was about 17. When I left that household, I knew I had healing to do. And I knew if I didn't heal that I would take it out on other people. I knew that. So from that day, I chose. Don't get me wrong, I've always been a happy person. But from that day that I left the household, I thought, you know, you have to choose happiness. You have to choose how you react to things and how you are when you wake up in the morning. I know that if I haven't had enough sleep and my daughter comes in and I've got a face on me, she'll then have a face on her. And I don't want that in the morning.
Right,
Do
okay.
you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even if I'm like, oh my God, I haven't slept and I've got to do the school run, I will be like, morning, Kennedy, how are you? I do that with her because you want that back. You want someone to mirror you so you get that back. You don't want headache to go on the school run. You don't want that. So for me, I rarely get low. And if I do get low, it's before my monthlies, like every normal woman, you know.
Right, okay.
You understand? It's normal. And that would be like, I'll see a film and I'll cry or something. But every day I choose happiness, and I do this thing in the morning to activate it. So I'll get up, get washed and dressed, and then I put on my soca and my calypso, and I do a little dance in the morning, just to activate your high. Because some people need to run, some people need to walk or swim or do something to activate their high. So I do like a little dance, and it gets me there.
Okay, so we've gone off on a tangent now, right? So, but I like the tangent.
Go ahead.
So this sounds like a very disciplined mindset. Yeah, you're sort of enforcing a certain discipline yourself. So whether you feel like it, you do it anyway. That seems to be the thing. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Now, so in life, we get to points where even if we have our discipline and we have our routine and this is what we do to stay level, and I'm almost thinking about it creatively now as well, which again I'm going to get onto. You've thrown me off a different tangent. but there are times when we have to say, I don't know. We don't have to.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't feel cool. It's not great.
Yes.
When you get to those points, do you have space to say, I'm not great? The smallest small. I'll talk about the smallest small. My daughter, right? There'll be days when I'm the funniest dad on the planet. She's like, I can just see I'm the center of her world. I can see it. And there are days when I'm like, you know what? I'm under stress today, I'm stressed out, right? So there are days when I know I've got to stay up. The smallest small has got to be, she's got to be positive, right? And there are days I'm like, Andrew, you need to just take stock right now and just sit down and breathe and go, you know what? It's not great right now, yeah? Do you give yourself those times, or do you say to yourself, I have to put my sunny decision on?
No, never. I give myself that time. If you don't give yourself that time, you will bury it and then it'll explode on someone that didn't deserve it. So no, right. If I'm feeling something, I give myself time to work through it. Okay, for instance, my nephew passed away not last year, the year before. And I had to keep giving myself. There'll be times I'd be running on the run machine and I would hear a song and it would remind me of him or something that he'd said. And I would have to stop. Have your cry.
Right.
Make sure you feel your feelings. Don't bury them. If you bury them, they're gonna shh in your face. So have your cry, have your low, but don't stay there. That's my only point. Yeah. If you don't work through your feelings, they're going to keep coming up in patterns and show themselves to you in different ways in different people's lives. They would keep showing themselves. So you need to work through either the patterns or the lows in order to get to the marvelous you that you are.
Oh, right? Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
I didn't mean to make it, Dr. Phil, but that's
no,
cool.
man, it's all right with Dr. Phil. We all need a little bit of Dr. Phil.
Yeah, got my sort of daytime TV couch out there. We went in, we went deep, got all philosophical. Amazing. Cool. Big hi to Anita. But folks, there's no menu this week. Anita's sort of working on music rather than food. But there you go. Cool. Right. What's it time for now? It's now time for Tour Life Pop Quiz. So like I said, Mrs. S was complaining. I lost my mojo, man. Lost my creativity. I lost it all. I just couldn't come up with like really funny stories. But this week, oh my days, I think again, I just might have redeemed myself. We ended up with 2 stories, so please enjoy. Actually, you know what? Before I get there, I didn't actually put a disclaimer in this bit to ensure that these are actually fictional scenarios, not real, okay? Just so everyone knows. Here you go, the Tour Life Pop Quiz. Let's jump to the final quiz.
The finale.
This is the Tour Life Pop Quiz.
Oh.
I've been in trouble recently. I think I told you before. Mrs. S has been complaining.
She's like, this is rubbish. Step up your game.
She's been like, what do you mean only one Tour Life Pop Quiz question? What's that about? I've been getting distressed. There's been trouble. There's been trouble in the small household. But today we have 2. The second one was created on the school run. On the way back to same thing last minute. Okay,
this is good.
I was talking to the smallest small going, what am I going to do? I'm going to be upset with that. So, yeah. So here we go, right? Here's the first one. Right. You're performing, right, on a live gig. It's being broadcast across the globe. It's a massive, it's almost like, think of Live Aid. You're performing as a single backing vocalist, right? With Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande, yeah? The show is going out live. It's going out live. No room for error. You get one go at it, that's it, right? Now, the production, it's a spectacular sort of island stage. So it's just its own sort of isolated area. And once everything's set for the actual segment, no one can get close to it, right? So no text, no one can get close to it, right? It's absolutely spectacular. The song starts. It's a vocal belter, right? Of a duet with 2 of them. But partway through, something goes wrong with it in their monitors. Neither Selena Gomez or Ariana can hear themselves, right? Tuning's going out the window, timing's going out the window, but somehow only your in-ear monitors are still working. You realise, it's embarrassing, right? They're going down in flames, right? You realise because no text can get over and your pack is working, you've got to help one of them out. Which one do you pick? Who gets your pack? Ariana or Selena?
Okay, I can answer this quickly actually because my daughter would kill me. It'd have to be Ariana Grande because she loves her. So I can answer that real quick. If I didn't give it to Ariana Grande, she would kill me.
That's what it comes down to. It comes down to the little one.
But you know, this actually happened to me one time. I'm going to be quick. We were doing like a dancing on ice kind of thing, and Anastasia was out the front and she was singing away. It was perfect. Then myself and another vocalist called Beverly, we were given microphones, which we were testing before we went on, and we thought we heard ourselves in our ears. What we were hearing was each other. She had my mic, I had hers. Babe. I felt sorry for Anastasia because all she was hearing in her ears was us probably going off key because we couldn't hear ourselves.
Right.
It was the worst. That's the one time that it just flopped for us because we were giving each other's mics. It was terrible.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, sorry.
Laughing? That's terrible. I'm sorry. I should be laughing. Okay. Here's the next one, right?
Okay.
You're on a massive tour with an industry veteran, a musical icon, right? In the middle of the tour, he gets offered this ridiculous corporate gig for this uber wealthy corporate client, yeah? Massive production for this very intimate private show, yeah?
Yeah.
So you guys will fly in, you go to the venue, it's almost like this on the scale of the Grammys for this tiny private party, okay? You do your sound check, everything's great. After sound check, the artist manager calls you and the artist over. The client is standing there. Basically, the client has listened to you on soundcheck and he insists that you've got to have a solo spot in the show. You've got to close the show. He's like, I'm sorry, she's amazing. She's closing the show. He's paying all this money, right? Artist ain't happy, man. Artist ain't happy. He's trying to be polite. You're feeling really awkward. You're not really sure about it. The client goes, I'm sorry, Elle. I need you to close the show. Your voice it's like life changing. You can see you're unsure. You're thinking, I'm on this. I've got to go back on tour with this thing. This is going to be weird. He goes, listen. He reaches across. He pulls over this case, right? He goes, this necklace has been in my family for generations. It's worth £2 million.
Sorry, worth 2 million?
It's worth £2 million.
You're starting to change my mind now.
Right? He goes, please do this for me, and this is yours, right? So do you jeopardize, right? You can see the artist is vexed, right? You know it's curtains, right? Do you jeopardize your gig? Or do you think that necklace is going to pay my mortgage? Right? And set me up. Which one do you do? Do you take your solo spot? Or do you politely decline? Go, you know what? I don't think it's a great idea.
Can I say normally... Normally, you kind of... I'm not saying you make yourself small as a backing vocalist. You don't. But you know to stay in your lane when it comes to the artist. You know, you don't go grab their mic or try and if you're doing a duet, you do the best you can. However, if it depends on the artist.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on. Some of my guests, right? They procrastinate. It's been
2 million, did you say? 2 million?
£2 million necklace, man.
I'm going with the £2 million necklace, I'm going with it, and I'm going to feed my kids, get my mansion, and live off it. Live off the rest of the meal and invest it.
Oh, I love it. You're the first.
And I'd hope the artist would understand.
You're the first. No, the artist won't understand. It can be vexed. You're the first guest in ages that has actually done what I want. You've abandoned your principles.
Do you know why? We stick by our principles the whole time. Someone's offering you 2 mil so you can sit down with your kids for the rest of your life. I'm good with that, I'll feed my kids. Bye. Sorry. No, I wouldn't. I'd keep my job, really. I'd keep my job.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. I love it. Oh, we are done. This was a great chat. This was so cool.
We even Dr. Phil'd it. It was good.
We went Oprah and Dr. Phil.
That's how an interview should be. Everyone's got to be honest.
Very,
you
very
know?
cool. Very, very cool.
You know.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me, babe. It's been great.
Hopefully, I see you soon, and
Yes.
we need to do some work together. It's only been that
I
tiny little
know.
segment.
I know.
We need to kind of make it happen.
I know. Well, I'm gradually getting through the singles, so I will call upon you. Trust me.
Oh man, I'll be honoured.
If I'd be on it.
Wow.
You were on the last album, so I would be
Yeah,
on
and
it.
it
Trust
was
me.
great fun. Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. All right, darling.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The magic returned to the Tour Life pop quiz. That was really funny. That's actually really funny. Hi to Daniel and hi to Jonathan who joined us during that segment. Hope it's really good for you guys to pop in. So folks, that is the show. Just to say, Elle has new music coming out at some point, so keep an eye out for that. That is the show. What am I doing? So yeah, I'll have another guest next week. Hopefully, I haven't tried to. I need to follow up on that. I've got a few options for next week, so we'll see. It's always someone wonderful, as you well know. But in the meantime, please do visit my website, andrewsmall.net. Yeah, my first album, What Happens Now, is available in all the usual places where you get your music. What else we got? We've got my social media handle, which is Andrew Small Drums. That's Facebook, that's Instagram. It's also YouTube, and the whole show will be going up on YouTube later on tonight, so you can watch it all over again in its wonderful splendor, shall we say. There you go. So folks, have an amazing week. Hopefully I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.